Hello, hello. We have another new chapter of My Hero Academia, which just came out yesterday. I'm kind of on schedule these days. It's not too bad. I'm just trying to fiddle with the mic sensitivity because I had it way up a bit ago. Okay, anyways, so we have Endeavor here suffering a major wound, getting bit by yet another unknown quirk of All for One. Why is the microphone so gosh dang sensitive? Okay, now I think I'm in my normal range. I've been led into my zone. Okay. So, we know that this isn't just a physical wound, but an emotional wound. You can also see here, this is interesting, it looks like some of Hawks' feathers, which might be the artificial feathers they've been using to bolster him after his crushing defeat by Dabi a few arcs ago. But it looks like he's able to use these feathers, whether they're natural or artificial, to let Endeavor down gently, kind of. So it's kind of neat seeing these like support roles just hinted at, seeing a more robust picture of what Hawks or other pro heroes are like outside of just the fight scenes. Anyways, yeah, so he's thinking, Shoto, Toya, I hope you're both... let's fight this wound, everything. So it's pretty masterful that All for One heard the report that one of his most powerful allies is maybe even too generous of a term, someone who seemed to was coincidentally fighting the same people that he was, has been taken out and manages to twist what seems to be really bad news for him into a psychological attack at one of the hero's greatest forces, Endeavor, who is now emotionally crippled and physically wounded. Meanwhile, Hawk's still up here. We have the power team coming in from Class A. Breathing, my fingers picked up on. Oh, interesting. So not only is those feathers supporting him, they're also able to tell information back to Hawks. Okay, interesting. So Endeavor will come back, and here I think we're going to get a little subversion that Tsukiyomi is like, yeah, you're going to tell us to screw off, but come on, I can work with you, I have good abilities in this fight, we can make a difference here, even if it's dangerous. But I think Hawks is going to be like, yeah, please do your best to occupy him until Endeavor is back on his feet. So we'd have Endeavor around. He'll slaughter you. Really that pathetic. Help me out again, hero. Yeah, Tsukiyomi, of course, helping him out when Dabi was about to completely melt him to the bone. Can't be for during my time here, not when Tomura, my other self, could be in danger. So we're not really sure at all what's happening with the Tomura battle. We know that Deku is heading there as quickly as possible, since they had that unfortunate miscalculation and Deku was sent to the wrong arena. But we don't know if Tomura is slaughtering everything in his path, in the absence of Deku there to stop him, or what. Like, maybe they're actually doing okay. Maybe Tomura is getting pressured. All for One seems to be legitimately concerned. Buying time until he's on his feet. Yes. So, he thinks maybe Hawk is the weak point. He goes in with this creepy, biting flesh attack. Dodged. Hawks comes in. It's his speedy blade, even with his diminished wings, still probably one of the fastest pro heroes around. Crack it via sound waves and we win. Yeah, they were talking about how, despite this plethora of quirks, All for One has always been spotted wearing that respirator mask. And one assumes that if he didn't need it, he could have ditched it to become, I don't know, more mobile, more adept, more menacing, something. So I think unless this is a super elaborate triple red herring, they're right in that attacking the mask is the good way forward. Can even see that coming. Even in response to that malice was delayed. Every hair is hanging on end on. This threat was looming over you all along. I mean, yeah. You don't know what it's like to be targeted deliberately, not just incidentally in the fights, but to have these villains actually trying to kill you at every step of their plan. I've been showing up to this like just another lesson at school. Like a diluted extra. This is rough because he's kind of on the money. She maybe underestimated what it would actually be like in the war zone. Not that she hasn't been in, actual life or death danger before, but stepping up to the plate like this, putting the target on her back, actually getting involved in the minutia of the fight against the supervillain like this. She wasn't maybe on this tier before, but I think she can rise to the occasion. Casually, with just the other hand, All for One blasts Hawk here, stuffing his approach. Been reduced to such an ordinary schlub. Children just happen to be paired off with these big shots. Imagine yourselves special somehow, worthy of facing the Demon Lord himself. What about being scared or strong or weak or special? Dang, she lost one of her quirks. And those don't just grow because of her quirk. She's like heteromorphic. Those are just part of her body that she can control with her quirk. So that's not just gonna trivially come back. Okay. I hope she's got something in the bank here. I don't know. It seems like this series would never be so cruel as to say, yup, All for One was right. These children are useless. That would certainly be a pretty shocking subversive twist, and it would really cement just how dangerous All for One is and how tense this war is, that fairly major characters could just get brutalized on either side. But I don't think we're going in that direction. I think she's going to come out with something. The problem is that you're the one who made my pals cry. Heart beats around legato. She blasts sound at him. He seems not at all perturbed. All I'm seeing here is the stuff of weaklings. Not nearly good enough. Your power is so very underwhelming. Whoa, 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 whoa. Interesting. So we've had this idea with Deku that the quirks he inherited, their personalities still linger within them, right? And this, I thought, was just sort of a trait of One for All, that One for All is this like chain of inherited will, and so it kind of didn't surprise me much that Deku could talk to the past holders of it within himself. And even when he started being able to access their quirks, it was like, okay. But I thought that was all One for All type power. But here we're seeing that even in All for One, there's a limitation where if you're absorbing all of these quirks, you actually are observing those wills as well. It's actually an aspect of just this quirk transference, this quirk inheritance, or in this case, quirk stealing, that the will goes along with it. And now, being riled up by her speech, the wills of these quirks are trying to fight against All for One. Okay, I mean, alright, so we know in Shonen, in the end, the most powerful power of all, no matter what the series, is the power of being morally correct and being the good guy. And whatever rousing speeches, whatever internal monologue, whatever character development, realization, remembering something sad, remembering your friends, whatever brings you to the point in which you fully align your punches and kicks with the moral messaging of the series, which is often no more than friendship is good, freedom is good, arbitrarily holding power over one another and causing them to suffer is bad. And, it's not Nietzsche, it's not that nuanced. But that's when you win. That's when the story decides that, yes, you actually get to beat the bad guy no matter how disadvantaged you were before. We see this play out in pretty much every single shonen ever. So this is like a much more, I guess, literal interpretation of that. Cutting out some sort of middleman and making it a little maybe less arbitrary. That it's saying it's not that the underpowered, unlikely to win kids get roused by thinking of the sadness of their friends and get suddenly so strong and powerful that they win. Instead, it's that the rousing speech itself is the mechanism for victory, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm belaboring this point a little. Certainly I am. But it's kind of funny to me that they've now just said yes. That is the actual thing that does it, this emotional outburst. By the weakness of such pushovers. That's what did it. All for one, unable to put up a resistance here. His quirks being crippled. And this also raises some questions about the Nomu, too. The Nomu are just made up of other people's quirks. And maybe, like, some brainwashed sense of will. Like Fogman there, Katagiri. Somewhere deep down, his will was still extant, I guess. So could the other Nomu rebel in a similar way if faced with such overwhelming pathos and empathy? I don't know. Okay, they hit again, slicing with the power of the sound. Hawks' sword faster than ever before, smashing into All for One's mask once again. Enough cracks bring any damn down, and there the damn mask is damn opened. There's no way though that it's gonna be this simple. This is certainly still a question of can Endeavor get his shit together in his final redemptive opportunity. Can he finally make the realization of how he could possibly be a good father at this point, a good person, if not a good hero? But this is a major step forward, and this is really showing to me that this segment of the fight is probably winnable. That this arena is going to be maybe another where the heroes emerge triumphant, thus pushing even more pressure on Tomura, maybe activating some weird transfer of power from All for One to Tomura. I don't know. But I'm hopeful. This is a cool spread. I didn't even realize it was a spread at first. I love Hawks' pose after swinging it. Just the full body, like, effort that it took to launch an attack with that much speed and power. Okay. Pretty short chapter, and apparently someone told me it's on break next week. So, womp womp. But we will look forward to more when it comes out. Okay. Bye-bye.